are you more attractive now, or will you be more attractive physically in 10 years?
My mindset is that I will be more and more physically attractive every single day, and I'm going to figure out a way to do that.
Well, you're 28 right now, so you're saying you'll be more physically attractive at 38.
Every day is 10 points.
Good for you.
What about you?
I think that, well, from the women in my life that I've seen, I think I'm not at my peak yet, because all the women in my life are very beautiful women, and they all peaked, I think, at age 35. So I think I'm gonna get better as I age.
The women peaked at 35?
In my life, in my family, the women peaked at 35. Like, they got extremely more, they were already beautiful, but they got more beautiful as they aged at 35.
So you're 23. Will you be more physically attractive at 33 or as you are now?
I guess I don't know. Well, with the way that things are going right now, I think I'm going to be more attractive at 33.
What about you?
I mean, I'm going to do everything I can to take care of myself.
Okay, so you're 32. Will you be more
So, I mean, I'm going to do my best. I don't know if I'm going to look better at 42. No one here is going to know who's going to look better, but I will say I will attract the group I'm going for at that time, because that's what I'm going to do. So, for me, it doesn't matter. Sure,
okay.
maybe not. Who cares?
I'm going to be honest here. I'm not planning on getting any Botox or doing anything, so I'm definitely going to be looking better now.
Well, let me double down on what you just said. Even if you were, let's say 10 years into the future, you're 32. You go get Botox, you get lip filler, you get plastic surgery, you get XYZ cosmetic procedure. You're still not going to be more physically attractive. Like,
I don't think so.
Women like 50-year-old women who get plastic surgery, it's not like you look 25. You look 50 with plastic surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
your skin looks very
true.
like bouncy and youthful when you're young. Like you know, like when you look on the street, you know who's young and who's not.
Yeah.
Sure. And
Like-
me personally, and I don't know, Mason, I'd like for you to weigh in on this. I am a natural body supremacist. I'm not in favor of plastic surgery. I'm not in favor of cosmetic interventions. I'm not in favor. I'm frankly, this is the hot take. I think they'll trigger a lot of people. Not a big fan of makeup either. Look, a little eyeliner or whatever, not a big deal, but don't really like makeup either. So I'll tell my girl, like, you don't gotta wear that shit.
Yeah.
I don't
agree? I'm going to agree with you 100%. Actually, my mom passed from plastic surgery, so that's why I won't get it done.
There you go.
I'm going to the gym to tighten my stomach. I'm hiring Miss Monica here to help me with that, like, because I don't want to put my life at risk like that. It's not worth it. If I have to have saggy skin or be fat or whatever it is to save my life, I will eat as good as I can, whatever I can for my internal body and my organs. But if I can't control the skin that happened, I can't control it. I'm not going under a knife for it. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Like, I'm 100% natural.
Go you guys.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Like, plastic surgery just turns me off. I mean, it's
Not a fan.
Not a fan at all.
Not a fan.
But what if your wife asks for like a mommy makeover? Like, if you have babies?
If things changed and even you're like,
like,
I could see it.
What do you mean a mommy makeover?
like a mommy makeover, like after she has like 4, 3
Because a lot of women, like after pregnancy, they have a lot of extra skin and stretch marks, and in order to get rid of like that sagging skin, like you have to actually like cut it, and it does create a lot of insecurity in women.
Sure.
So.
I mean that. I'm not even sure if that would even bother me, but if it was like something that was causing like severe concerns with her insecurity, like that's certainly something that could be pursued. But I would argue the vast majority of women who do have plastic surgery or undergo cosmetic procedures, it's not for like to fix a defect, it's actually purely for aesthetic and cosmetic reasons.
But in their minds, no, I disagree. Because, before I got my boobs done, obviously they're really big looking, so it's like makes this point a little weird coming from me.
Okay.
But but this was my world, and just know that there's women with smaller boobs in between the scale. And I stopped wanting to have sex without a shirt on. I stopped, or without a bra. I wanted to like keep my bra on in sex because I had like natural D's, and then I started working out a lot, and it's just like that's the first thing to go. That's like the most sacrificial fat you have. And so I just like had this, like I would have good boobs and then I would have not good boobs, and it's like you can only do that so many times before they just stay not good and not.
What do you mean not good?
They get like
They get saggy,
out.
like even when you're young. Like
That's okay. That's fine.
Not after a certain level, and then there are times where you don't want to take your shirt off. So if you never saw your wife, whether or not it's in her mind or not, if she never wanted to take her bra off in bed with you, would that bother you? Whether you or not it was real or her delulu.
Well, I would try. My goal would be to tell her, one, I think you're beautiful, even with.
But
your
But what if
you,
she's
bro.
dealing with
It's
a
not up to
problem
you. No, it
that's
is up
like
to me.
way
No,
bigger
it's
than
not.
It is up
just
to
your?
me.
No, it's
It is
not.
up to you.
It's
You
not.
never tell a
You
woman
don't dictate
what to do and-
people's psychological
Sure,
issues.
no, but your
you don't.
own
I mean, I do-
self-perception. But there is a component of there is
I
a
do
component
agree.
of like how you think other people perceive you.
But if
so
you're-
yes, it's your own self-perception,
Yeah.
but also people will also factor in how are other people perceiving me.
Yeah, I think if your partner.
So is that the part that bothers you, that they're considering how other people are perceiving them other than you?
No,
is
I-
that the reason
No,
why
it's not
so like
no. It's not about
Okay.
other people necessarily, but
I think if your partner's like, makes you feel good about yourself, and they're like for example, like a lot of women lose a lot of breast tissue after breastfeeding. So, boobs get saggy, and like if your husband really loves you, then
balls
he'll
sag. I'm not gonna get.
and they'll
are utilitarian.
and they
no
still
one's looking.
like they still find you attractive, and they show you that they are like so like attracted to you and turned on by you, then like I think that does help coming from the person that you're
Okay.
having sex with.
Yeah, I mean,
but how? Okay, you're talking about your breasts, right? So, like, here's my point. I would argue, unless there are women who, for example, get cancer, who have breast
That's what
cancer.
I was about to say.
who have a breast, yes, but that's like such a small minority
extreme
Yeah.
scenario.
of women who get fake tits.
My sister just
So-
had it, and her husband was all over her the whole time.
But
'Cause
so
he loves her.
okay, so my position is
He loves her.
when it comes to the plastic surgery shit. I think women are beautiful as they are without the need for undergoing dangerous, expensive, and frankly unnecessary, not medically indicated cosmetic surgery, which I honestly think at the end of the day makes women look worse. So for example, I'd prefer a woman with A cup, or I don't know if this is the most appropriate term, but if she was flat, I would prefer that over some big giant fake titties. Give me a little belly fat over lipo. Give me a small ass over a BBL. Give me a small upper lip over lip fillers. Basically, take any woman with any of these procedures. I prefer her, however they were before, I would prefer them as they were. So you might have had.
I don't. It's more about my relationship with myself. I don't prefer it.
Sure.
And I will say
That's
I've
fine.
had guys be like, "Oh yeah, I loved you before," and then when I get it done, literally people I knew since, you know what? Yeah, I see what you meant. You
Yeah,
look
and
a lot
I said
better
that
now.
about
like, people
you.
eventually buckle, and they're like, you know what? I know, like, because we are programmed to tell people you don't need plastic surgery. You do look like that is programming too. You know what I mean? And so it's like, but honestly, objectively speaking, no prior, like nothing else, like people who saw me before and after, like, yeah, it looks better. Like, and
What
it does.
does?
My nose and my boobs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
Like,
nose does look better.
nose definitely looks better, and the
I will
boobs
say,
definitely
yeah.
looks better also, like confirmation. But I'm not saying, I think, for example, if I had natural A cups and I didn't have to deal with, I had natural D's and now I have saggy D's in high school, you know what I mean? Like, that's really young to be having saggy boobs. That's why it bothered me so much. But if I just had A cups or even B cups and they were just small, I would have kept those.
I'm gonna put
I
it
would
out
have
there.
kept
I
those.
love big titties. I don't have big titties. I love big titties. The end. I don't have to justify to anybody.
Yeah.
I love big titties. I love big titties on myself. I love big titties on other people. I like titties. The end.
Good. Congratulations. That's cool. I would just say I like to build my partner up. So if my girlfriend came to me, or my wife, for example, asked my opinion on if she should get plastic surgery, I would try to do everything in my power to make her feel beautiful as she is, and tell her I like her just as she is, and steer her away from what, in my view, would be a wrong decision.
According to you.
Yeah, but I think also we face a lot of pressure with social media.
Yeah,
I
I was
mean,
gonna say that.
Yep.
Yeah, and you are just one guy, and there's a lot of different people out
Most,
there. with
if
different
you ask
opinions.
most men, here you have two men here.
No, I get it.
If
I
you
get
ask-
it. Actually,
if
that
you-
was a conversation.
I've been asking a lot.
That was a conversation my husband and I had coming up here. I was like, what about a mommy makeover? And then we just started talking about it. And he's like, honestly, well, we started talking about like before dating and like women, you know, or very young women getting like nose surgery or like getting, you know, different things done to them. He's like, I would feel in a way like betrayed because I'm getting, you know, I'm dating you or like marrying you because I think that you're going to produce those genes with our children. So he's like, in that sense, I would feel in a way like betrayed and I wouldn't be attracted to that because I want to see who you really are. So that was like his point. Again, it's just one in like a billion people. So it doesn't, but I understand what both points
And
are.
I think that at that point
Yeah,
he also already loves you, like in the moment of you going through that process. But if you're like single and you like, let's say like a single mother, right, and she's now dating again, a guy's not really going to be like, ooh, that's hot, you know, because it's not from his kid. So, you know, I think that we all should be a little flexible with people. I mean, you might not like it, but it
Wait,
does.
do you have fake titties?
Do I have fake titties? That's a funny question. Okay, so I had my daughter and I breastfed for 1.5 years and I had D's, so I had to refill because they definitely were not sitting where they used to.
Yeah.
So did you do fat transfer or?
No, I didn't want to go, like I didn't want to cut skin because I did have like big boobs before my daughter. So I went to different surgeons and they told me like I had to like cut skin and go cut my areola. And then I went to one doctor and he's like, all you have to do is like you have tissue, you have everything, you just have to refill a little bit. And I did do it. And it's not something that I'm not pro surgery. And even like when I got Botox this month for the first time, I tried to push off as much as I could because I'm not like into it. But I am going to say I do feel a lot better now that I have them. Well, in that age, I was young, so I was in my early 20s when I got them. So I did feel better. Now that I'm in my 30s, I will say like I probably wouldn't have gotten it done just because they weren't bad. It was more of just an insecurity as a young 20-year-old, you know? Yeah.
Mason doesn't like plastic surgery.
Yeah, no,
What's up? What you got?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you go.
It's just also another thing is in LA, it's like for those who are from here, it's extremely hard to gear away from not getting surgery because there's so much pressure. So
What's the pressure?
Because,
What's the pressure?
Well, I grew up in Orange County. So
Okay.
if you're from Orange County, you already know that. And if you're not from Orange County, I will enlighten you. 3 out of 4 women are plastic surgery done. Like maybe 3.5 out of 4.
That
It
sounds
does.
high.
It's not. Go check how many plastic surgeons are in Newport Beach alone.
Failed society.
It is.
Failed
It's terrible.
And it is a society thing. And I'm going to
Yes.
say, like, I am Latina, and in our culture, like, everybody has the BBLs.
Yeah.
And
Haram.
there's been time, like, you know, I have a butt, but that's because I work really hard for it.
Yeah.
And, like, boobs is a little different because you can't really work out for your boobs. But right now, like, especially, like, men just kind of get like sucked into like these like big butts and like
Yeah.
whatever. So women tend to
I'm
get
not
a
big
little
on
bit.
that. I don't.
No,
know.
not.
Yeah,
I'm,
I don't like
I'm
that.
talking about
this
like
is
in our
such-
culture.
Society.
This is such
It's
a trope.
society right now.
It's not
Society
men.
thing, though.
It's not men that are pressuring women to getting plastic surgery. It's other women that are pressuring women to get plastic
Of course,
surgery.
but
Most
that's-
men, if you honestly ask most men, they don't
They like-
want women. They don't want women with plastic surgery.
Yeah.
When it comes to the BBL, that thing looks terrible.
It does look
I
bad.
have
it's
never
out now.
seen.
I don't
It's
like
out
it
now.
either.
I have
been like,
never
like
seen
it.
That
a
looks
good
good.
BBL.
No.
And
First
no
off, you
good
got to work for
doctor-
that
like-
shit.
like, a lot
you
of
gotta,
scares
you want
a
a
lot
good
of
ass, you got to
doctors,
work
yeah.
for it. Work for the
I mean,
BBL.
I have to say personally, like I've always liked.
You got a BBL?
No.
Should I be honest? Yes.
Oh, I
I
think
got
you
it.
Not a fan.
So
of,
I got
not,
it twice.
Of the BBLs in general.
So I got it my first time. It was the worst surgery I've done for myself.
And that's why-
it was horrendous.
It is
It
very-
was
it's a very
horrible.
dangerous
And that's
I
why-
would never
How
ever
old were
in my
you?
life.
How old were you when you got it?
31.
Okay.
No,
And
32,
we should
sorry.
we should stand up as men and say we don't like
I mean,
we
I
don't
can
like
tell you straight up,
BBLs.
it was
We
horrible.
we need to protect our women
Boycott.
We need to protect our women from these dangerous and unnecessary surgeries.
I agree. Yeah.
And we need to tell them, no, you're beautiful as you are. And also labiaplasty. I'm very much against labiaplasty. That's my big one. Not
But
fun.
I can
We
help
shouldn't be
you
Are
with
you a
that.
lip
women
guy?
for their
Are you a
body
lip bro?
parts.
It
what?
A
actually
lip
hurts.
bro, like a guy that likes lips.
I like large labia.
You like big
it
lips, so you
hurts.
cannot lie.
I like look. This. Oh, he
Oh, is that a thing?
Finally found
Oh
it.
wait,
big
is that
labia.
a thing?
Yo,
Oh my god, I
big-
did not
Nick,
know
put it in
that.
the corner,
It hurts,
so we
though.
can't see
It
the big.
does.
If you have,
I'm naturally
it
not
hurts.
very lippy, but one of
It can
the
bleed.
guys on
Okay.
cam like
Like,
enlightened
when you have
me
long-
because he
yeah,
was like, "You have a
it hurts.
boring